and welcome back to Between Us Girlies. I'm Bran.
I'm Lindsay.
I'm Bailey.
I'm Casey.
And we have a fun episode in store for you guys. We're going to do, our normal shtick of weekend recaps, some fun stuff. But then y'all have been asking us for advice. You sent in some really great questions. So kind of a Dr.Phil dupes episode, kind of not. But we have some really great questions and some really great answers. But let's kick off the weekend. We ate a lot this weekend. We did.
Big and greedy.
So a quick little refresh for the girlies. Brandon's been dealing with some anxiety recently. I'm getting on medication. Woo!
Yay!
And because of that, I'm not really drinking right now. By not really, I'm not. This is not a permanent situation. Don't worry. The feral days are ahead, not behind. But right now, I'm committed to my health, and I just want to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So we had a fun, sober weekend for the most part. Yeah. I was sober. Yeah. But, we hung in there. But Casey, I didn't get to see you. But Casey was super sweet. She invited me to the beach. I could not go. I was like, I can't be within an hour radius from home. But I guess we can start with you, and then we'll talk about what we did.
Yeah. So I didn't really do anything crazy. I went to Vernick's in the city on Saturday night, which was so good.
Great choice.
It's a really great restaurant. It's been on my list for a while, and we finally went, and it was just so nice. That dinner made me realize why the term wine and dine exists, because there is just something about being in a dimly lit restaurant, eating good food with someone that you're on a date with that just gets the juices flowing. I was like, oh my God, I understand that saying now. It was just really romantic, and we didn't really even do anything particularly romantic. It was just a normal dinner, but it was really good, and it was a really nice dinner. And the next day we went to the beach because my boyfriend and I go to the beach pretty much every Sunday if we can in the summer. And it was nice. It was a really, really nice day yesterday.
Vernick is really good. I went there. My ex-boss took me there. But thankfully, because it is a really nice restaurant, it's fine dining. And I think it's just it's a different feel too. It's all fish. But I can't stop thinking about this one appetizer we got. And I was with my boss, so she paid for it. But it was this crispy, potato, but flaky, a layered, it was literally this big, probably a stack of coins maybe. That topped with a really, really fatty tuna, raw.
Oh my God.
Caviar, a massive caviar scoop. He said the gram of it was a certain gram of caviar, and then an egg yolk. And I think the egg yolk was in between the fatty tuna, salmon, whatever, and then the caviar. But and I don't even like eggs, but that one bite, I think about it till this day. It was so buttery and rich and creamy.
Sounds good.
Oh, I'm hungry. That sounds good.
That was amazing. But I love
it was really good. It's so funny. At dinner, we actually were talking about what's a bite of food that you remember, that you however many years later you still think about. So I love that that's yours.
Yeah.
Mine is the first time I went to Texas Roadhouse and I bit into those biscuits.
Really? That's a moment you'll remember forever?
I'll never forget it.
Especially little Lindsay with pigtails.
No, I didn't get my parents didn't take me to chain restaurants as a kid. You hear that? Terrible choice on their end. Anyways, it's not about me.
On Friday, Bailey and we went to Hikari Sushi. That was amazing.
Did you guys eat there?
Yeah, we ate there.
I love their takeout, but I've never been there.
Yeah, Bailey was like, let's eat there. And I was like, okay, totally. And oh my God, I got this amazing, it was called the Fishtown roll. It was shrimp tempura. It was so good.
And I actually tried a hand roll for the first time.
Ooh.
I can't stop thinking about that. I almost went and got it yesterday. But it's a hand roll. Obviously, it's sushi, but instead of chopping up like a regular roll, they roll it in a big piece of seaweed. So it's kind of like a cone. And you just chomp into it. But I did that with eel and cucumber.
Ooh.
So refreshing, delicious, good. But Hikari's so good because it's a nice sushi place in Northern Liberties, but it's so hidden that you wouldn't even know it's there.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. And it was, if you're looking for a place on a Friday night, I mean, also it's summer, so I feel like the city's a little quieter anyway, but that you don't need to worry about a reservation. We were the only people there. It was so casual and it was delicious.
They have rock shrimp, bao buns,
their
crispy
stuff
tuna.
is so good. Me and Bailey used to order it all the time when we lived together, and it's expensive as fuck if you're ordering it for takeout. So I feel like just going there cuts the cost.
And it's BYOB.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
that.
it's literally I love a BYOB.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
And then we met Lindsay and her dad at El Camino, which was honestly so fun.
There is nowhere that I picture you being more than El Camino, Lindsay.
I tried to tell my father. I texted him. I haven't like had one-on-one time with my dad in like a few weeks. So I was like, hey, do you want to go to get happy hour? And he's like, yeah, you pick the spots. I'm like, El Camino, but I'm warning you, young man, these pictures are half price and they will do you absolutely filthy. And he was like, yeah, like I was in a frat in college. I'm this, I'm that. Mind you, he's a 60-year-old man. He needed a wheelchair to get home.
Oh
he was
my
he was
God.
asking Bailey questions where like at the end of the night I was like, you need to say sorry to Bailey. Like you are doing too much. He was a full-blown girly.
But like,
Stop.
it's also like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, like it doesn't.
Because we all.
I can't even say apple anymore.
Ooh, I'm like choking. But we pull up. They had 2 pictures. Dunzo.
And the crazy thing
Just
is,
between the two of you?
yes, and my dad at one point when we were, this is how I know that this is my dad. Like, and you three are really going to understand this. And for the people who know me, my dad should not have anything else to drink. He was out for the count. He was done. He looks at me and he goes, should we get another?
Oh
If
my
that is not the most
God.
Lindsay thing I've ever heard, like I was like, Dad, this is so bad.
I was kind of bowed at first. I was like, wait a minute now. But he's trying to have fun.
He was being really fun.
Yeah, he's a blast.
Yeah.
He is a girly.
Love him bad.
Really.
He's such a girly.
Yeah.
It was so like Lindsay and I, we've known each other since we were 5. And like now I feel like the conversations that I used to have in front of Lindsay's dad were very like, like about like school and stuff and studying. And I like caught myself just dropping F-bombs
God.
in front of him. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. He's like, you don't need to apologize. I'm like, all right, like I'm 27 now. It's okay. It was just such a weird like transition.
That is a weird dynamic to like talk in front of people that you've known for your whole life and like talk like see them as an adult now. It is very like
An
weird.
adult conversation.
He built a space of respect and you were just trying to be respectful.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sure he appreciated
Wow, that was beautiful.
That was
Yeah.
really nice.
Wow.
She's with it. And then Saturday we ate more. We went to Milk John, new ice cream place in Northern Libs. Also was smashing.
I will say it was like 10 a.m. and I did text him like, hey, item of interest. I was like, I just drove back to Milk John and they have balloons up, so I think they're open if you guys want to go at some
Where
point.
is it?
Right next to like
Para.
or where you get your nails done.
Oh,
Like kind of
yeah.
up by there. Yeah.
We did
The
something
listeners don't know
interesting.
where she gets her nails done.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
We couldn't figure out what we wanted to do for dinner, so we decided to get ice cream first. And that was a very weird choice. And then after, we decided to get Wendy's. And we ate Wendy's.
So wait, what time was the ice cream?
7.
Oh, I thought you meant 10 a.m. you went and got ice cream.
no,
I was
no.
like, oh,
No,
okay.
she texted at 10 a.m. and goes, does anyone want to get ice cream?
Got it.
But no, yeah, at 7:30 p.m. we had ice cream, and then we went to Wendy's, and then we watched The Hot Chick, which is the best movie in the world.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Well, Casey, if you want to watch it again, I felt so bad for poor Bailey and Lindsay. I was mouthing every single word before it came out. I know the score. I know the little subtle like comments under the breath. I know everything. It is one of my favorite films
like
in this
that.
entire
No,
world.
I did love it.
It's funny.
I was just confused why, like, it's a good movie, and I'm like, why is this not at the Academy? Like, there's no awards, there's no nominations.
Literally a one-star film.
Bailey looked at us dead ass serious and she goes, has this ever won an Oscar? We were like, Bailey, no, this is a Rob
funny.
Snyder oh my God.
Rob Snyder's good. Like, I literally, in the one clip, he had a bandana on with 2 barrettes, and I was like, fuck. So then I literally put that on for this podcast, and I did not.
She
you can
didn't
say
go
I'm not
with
wearing
it.
a bandana because you look good. But no, it's a good film. I liked it. The 90s, 2000 style is great in it.
I wish they made movies like that again.
But it was a really like nice, like sober, wholesome weekend. And I feel like, and we're going to talk about this because we have some questions about like drinking and stuff too. I mean, like I stopped drinking for 1 weekend and I'm all woke and shit. No, but I feel like I was thinking about this and it's like, one thing that I've gotten a lot better with over the past few years is knowing when not to drink. And I feel like college doesn't set you up for success because like, when you're in college, you drink for every occasion. Like literally, whether you just passed a test or there's something going on, there's a football game, everything, you're taught to just drink throughout every single emotion you deal with. And I feel like then when you get into the real world, you start to like experience anxiety and you're so confused because, at least for me, I never really got that in college. And when you're just like in a mood, I said this to Lindsay a few weeks ago because it was the night before the 4th of July and it was Wednesday. And I was like, I'm feeling really sad. And I just know if I drink, I'm going to be more sad. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the same thing with like anxiety too. It's like sometimes drinking can exacerbate the problem. So I feel like that's something I've like really learned as an adult is knowing when to drink and when to say, you know what, I'm going to have some water. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a little growth star for me.
I feel like it took me like 2, 3, I don't know. I feel like now I'm like, oh, for Cinco de Mayo, I feel like that like in college used to be my drinking. I feel like every May 5th, I knew like I have to get blacked out like that day. But like as I go older, I'm like, I don't, just because it's Cinco de Mayo, like no one, like just because Chipotle's having a deal doesn't mean I have to get blacked out drunk. Like it took me like a few years. I'm like, oh, like not everybody, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy that how like your mind has to
like
change.
we spent a Saturday night. I literally said, I was like, this is so high school. Like we literally were on Lindsay's couch just watching a movie. I was like, felt nice.
Oh yeah, we were just standing outside at one point. Like,
yeah,
we were just like standing outside.
The way we were walking around, like
I
not
love
knowing
that.
what to do. We were like, "What should we do?" And I was like, "This is literally at high school when like your mom drops you off at like your friend's house and you guys like have 3 hours to kill and you don't know what to do."
Mm-hmm. Brandon and I were having a heart-to-heart the other day, and I was like, "You need to figure out a hobby that is really good for your anxiety." And in that moment, I thought about it, and I was like, "Why don't we do things anymore that are weird?" Like there's this place called Yay Clay where you can literally go like play with the clay and then paint it, and it's like, why aren't we playing with clay? Like why aren't we going for hikes? Why aren't we doing wax and wine? Like let's do adult. I remember we did that Callow Hill Greens skincare thing where we like made our own skincare. Yeah, it's a cool place. And it was so nice. Yeah. It was so wholesome, even though we drank at it, but it was really wholesome. So let's start exploring other activities.
Like that.
I feel like last summer is when I really stopped drinking. Like I honestly went like most of the summer without drinking, and I feel like I went through that where I had to like get creative of things to do, especially because you guys had a beach house that I wasn't in. So like me and Jake were here for the summer. Summers are so dead in Philly, so we got like really creative doing things. And I feel like now like sometimes we'll just play the Wii on a Friday night, and it literally does feel like high school. You're like, oh my god, this is like, if anyone saw us doing this, like not that I care, but I'm like, this is such like a weird like sober thing to just sit on your couch and have fun playing Wii. But like honestly, sometimes I wake up the next morning like that was so much fun.
I was telling them like I want to start playing video games. Like I want to start.
I've been asking you guys to come over and play the Wii.
Like I want to start playing Fortnite. Like I watch some other podcasters, Annie and Drew. They play Fortnite. And I'm like, I don't know how to play a video game, but like I want to do like an activity like that. And I was even telling them like I kind of want to start getting into puzzles. Like,
puzzles are
I want to start doing puzzles. I saw a TikTok of like, it's just so stupid, but like a massive puzzle, and like you get like a mystery bag and you complete the puzzle, like get the puzzle. I don't know. I'm like, that's so interesting. Like,
bro, puzzles are, I used to do these 3D puzzles. Honestly, this really helped with my anxiety back in the day though. I used to do these 3D puzzles. They were globes, and sometimes they had like continents on them, like an actual globe, but sometimes it was just a picture, and they were like $50 puzzles. I would beg my mom, I'd be like, you have to buy this for me. And I would sit and do them for hours, days even.
Wow.
I'm actually cracking up because the first draft of the outline for today's episode was our craziest nights of drinking with bullet points of all of our drunkest moments, and somehow we're here talking about 3D puzzles.
And that episode is coming.
It is.
We will get
Just
there.
not now.
Casey, I've been dying to know what your would you rather is.
Okay, so I thought of this would you rather from a few personal experiences I witnessed on social media. So it's a social media based would you rather.
Okay.
And they're very specific scenarios. So you have to imagine yourself really in this scenario. Would you rather post a really deep, sentimental happy birthday post for someone you are not friends with, like friends of a friend of a friend, and you post, you're the light of my life, I'm so glad I get to know you, happy birthday, the world is better with you in it, so and so.
Oh my
okay,
God, I'm so embarrassed.
so the deepest happy birthday post for someone you are not friends with. Or you post a swipe of 10 photos of food that you've made with the caption, I'm so proud of the dishes I've made recently, and every single food looks disgusting. It's repulsive. It is not even like, oh, that looks okay. All the food looks gross, but you have to pretend that you are really, really proud of it.
The first one. The first one, is a lie to yourself. The second one is a lie to everyone around you. No one's got to know that the bitch I'm posting about, I actually don't like. I can fake it. I faked it before and I would do it again. Now, I cannot fake cooking. I can't do it. If the food looks unappealing, it's going to look unappealing to everyone else. So I have to choose the first one.
I would also choose number one. I think that when people post food that tastes that looks really thirsty, I get physically ill. Like, I've actually said this before. Stop posting your, on Thanksgiving. It's one of my least favorite holidays for that, because people steady post their kibble-ass meals. I'm like, that does not look good.
Kibble-ass.
Looks like the garbage disposal just it out. So I'm going to choose number one. Fake it till you make it, in the words of Brand.
Oh, God. Number one just seems like low-key embarrassing.
It is
all that
embarrassing.
shit.
I struggled with it so bad because I feel like number one is easier, but the thought of you guys seeing that and screenshotting it and texting each other and being like, why the fuck did Casey just post this? I would kill myself. So that fear alone of people I actually know seeing it.
Yeah, but then what happens when somebody looks at your food and they're like, ugh, Casey's always posting her man and he has to eat that.
I know, that's why
your
I
man
feel
can
like people
cook.
have done that to me before. That's why I'm like the other day I posted on my story, I was like, ooh, I'm like, I know everybody's talking shit about me.
Bailey, oh my God. No one's saying anything.
I was shaking back and forth in my apartment all day. I was like, oh, everybody's talking shit. I could have easily taken it down.
Well, I haven't seen you guys post something repulsive or disgusting on social media. I don't think ever. I don't think I've ever looked at your food and been like, ew.
It was a picture of myself.
Oh.
I kind of relish in y'all talking shit about me if I posted something fake. I deserve it. Y'all being like, he's fake as hell for this. That kind of makes me laugh. So I'm here for the shits.
That's a good one, Casey.
That was good. That was really good. What's on everyone's FYP?
Now, I want to do an accent so bad, but I can't. I love Island, USA, so I guess I don't have to do an accent. But I didn't watch the season at all, and it just ended. But Leah, Serena, and Jaina are all on my For You page. I don't know about you guys, but so I think Serena and Cordell were the winners, and it's beautiful to see just a black couple winning. And
I feel like I saw their fight. They had a fight?
Yeah,
the big fight?
Saw their fight, yeah. And
I like her.
She has beautiful braids, and Janae is a beautiful black girl too. And it's just I love seeing that. And I love just seeing all their TikToks. People be like, they're so pretty. And yes, they're pretty, but just seeing black women win. I don't know. I vote for everybody who's black. But I don't know. I love that. And I might watch the show. I feel like Love Island's that's a 100 episode show though. That's why I just can't get behind it, because I think it's a new episode every day.
Yeah, but it's over now, so I feel like, because I've been thinking about starting it too, because I've heard that it was such an incredible season, and Leah's sound bites, the fact that I even know the bitch's name and I don't watch the show, her sounds have just been dominating my FYP.
I love her voice too.
Maybe we should start it together.
I think we should.
I'll join you guys.
I've been trying to watch it for so long. I've been trying to talk myself into it, but it's just I've never watched any other season. Right. So I was like, oh, am I going to like it? But it really literally is the only thing on TikTok right now.
I know.
Yeah.
It seems really good. But that's on mine. Oh, wait. There's another one real quick. I just saw today. Apparently, Bow Wow and Soulja Boy had a concert at SeaWorld the other day.
Now, hold on 1 second.
It was a summer smash.
That sounds like what was that thing you played as kids, Mad Libs, where you would ask someone for a noun and a verb? That's what you just said.
That's literally a Mad Libs from 6th grade. Yeah, no, I literally saw it.
Who went to that?
I don't know, but people were throwing ass because they performed right behind that big tank where Shamu, I don't know if he's still living, but where all the fish and orcas are. But I'm wait a minute, because they were singing Marco Polo. I was like, damn, if I was there, wow. I would have showed up to where's SeaWorld?
Florida.
That way it's still open is insane to me, and the fact that they even said
isn't it frowned upon?
Don't they abuse the animals?
Yeah.
Honestly, zoos and aquariums are kind of low-key shameful.
Maybe I'll get into SeaWorld lore. Maybe I'll start YouTubing.
It's really sad.
Blackfish. Did you ever see that Netflix movie
about the whale?
Yeah, it's about
the killer whale.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. But I think it's about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Soulja Boy and Bow Wow, a concert at SeaWorld.
It's bad.
No, that's really
That's
bad.
worse than Dancing with the Stars.
I was watching the Olympics because my boyfriend's obsessed with the Olympics. He just always wants it on. And they were just panning through the crowd, and Flava Flav was just in the audience with a big clock, like cheering them on. It's like a really random event. Like it was like not something mainstream. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh man.
I know. I kind of wish I was at the Olympics just to see what's going on.
These people came out of the woodwork.
Yeah, the Olympics have been like, that's been on my For You page too.
Yeah, same. I feel like, but like, I wish it was like all like on one channel or something, or like one sport that I liked was on a specific. I guess I could just look up the schedule.
Yeah, it's kind of honestly confusing. I have beef with Peacock. They've made it really hard to watch.
See, I don't have Peacock
They'll
either.
do that thing where it's like, we'll be right back. We'll show your program right after this. No, you aren't. Not showing anything.
Just never understand it. I'm like, is this live?
Yeah.
I'm like, was this filmed hours ago? Is there spoilers for this? Like,
Spoilers for
I'm
the
so
Olympics?
confused because
you're right.
My family used to always watch the gymnastics, but like. It was like me with Big Brother. They would always know what was going to happen. I was like, how'd y'all know that was happening? And they were like, oh, because like this was filmed like hours ago. And I was like, well, then what the hell is the point?
No, you're right. That is confusing because it's like some are. And like I remember like when I was like really into basketball, like it was like the Beijing Olympics. Like I remember staying up or like waking up early just to watch the U.S. men's basketball team like win the gold medal.
I only care about Simone Biles and what what new records she breaks.
I thought it was like an old video, but I didn't realize she was in the Olympics again this year.
Yeah.
Damn, good for her.
Yeah.
I've been like on her lore because she's just like such an inspiration. Like she's dealt with anxiety before too. And I think was it the 2020 Olympics where she had to like drop out and everyone was so mad at her because there's like the pressure of it just got to her. And the fact that she's like back on and like crushing it and continue, like she is such an inspiration. Like she, like, I stand Simone Biles.
I know there was some lore with her husband too.
Which was a shame because he was fine.
Yeah.
And he made some comments.
Did they break up?
Yeah.
No, they're still together.
They're married.
Yeah.
Well then.
She made a TikTok with him for the first time in like, I don't remember when that has happened because unfortunately I have no sense of time. Like, but I remember when he said the shit on the podcast and everybody was like making fun of him and she like went off TikTok, but she just posted a TikTok with him for the first time.
I feel like I saw that and the comments weren't that bad.
Yeah, they were like kind of just making fun of it. They were like, oh, like, is that Mr. Biles?
I was
like,
say Mr. Biles, yeah.
Keeping it very like pro Simone.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let's move on to our Ask the Girlies segment. I'm so excited for this. So the first one is they want a pyramid of the Philly boys according to where they live. So can you do a pyramid of Philly boys according to where they live? Okay, so I have a very hot take for the bottom, and I'm a little bit nervous for this take. This is not to offend anybody because I know a lot of our listeners live here and we have also lived here. I think at this day and age, and keep in mind I'm 27 years old, the biggest red flag for me would be a man that lives in Manayunk.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm going to say that. I just feel like if he can't commit to the city, he's not going to commit to you. And that is just... I've talked to a lot of people in Manayunk. I used to live in Manayunk. I went on a lot of dates in Manayunk, and I think everyone is well-intentioned. I do. But I just haven't seen it work for me. I haven't seen another, like, person around me who's been like, yeah, like my boyfriend lives in Manayunk. Like, I don't know. I feel like you can relate to, you've been duped by a Manayunk man.
Yeah, see, my thing with Manayunk is that it might as well be long distance because 76 is absolutely the worst. It is literally the 7th layer of hell. So like you would have better communication if he lived in Los Angeles, 3-hour time difference than trying to get across 76. What if you want to do a date night on a Friday night at 6 p.m.? You've got to leave at 3. Like it's just not, it's not possible. So I'm with you that Manayunk's just, it's not a thing. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can't even... I also think for like, me personally, it was a time and a place. Like I feel like for me, like I gradually moved closer to the city after Manayunk, and like you said, like going back there was a fucking hike and a half. Love it, don't get me wrong, but no, I just feel like they're at the bottom.
I didn't go to school near Manayunk, so I didn't go out there. It was always a treat when I got to go out there. So my take is different. I feel like a lot of people. That's a lie. It's kind of the same. I feel like either you're young or you settle down in Manayunk. Like I know a lot of couples that buy houses in Manayunk. And Manayunk's great. It's great food, great walking. It's great. But like Casey said, I'll be damned to spend that much time in my car backed up in traffic on 76.
Yeah.
So what's your bottom? Do you have one, Linz?
Like Brandon said, you know what? I feel like we all need an immunity necklace for this segment.
That is
Yeah.
such a good idea.
Yeah.
And
Let's
this is,
do that.
remember, this is about boys and single men. Because I agree, you can definitely settle down in Manayunk, but a single guy, like, I don't know, it's not my favorite.
I'm going to say, this isn't kind, but this is my podcast. I can say whatever I
I
want.
know that's right.
Be bitchy.
If you are from the Northeast or from Delco, and you are from the Northeast or Delco, like that, I want nothing to do with you, with yous. I think that like, water, like, yeah, my family. Like, I'm like, shut up. Like, that is just not for me. If I had to wake up every morning and have somebody be like on the phone with their mom about yous guys, oh my God, shut up.
That's the opposite for me.
You know-
I need a union man from Delco.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Delco.
Delco or the Union.
Nothing wrong.
It is only, that's why I said the Northeast
Yep.
and Delco, not the Northeast and Delco.
It's like this,
Northeast
yeah, the
and
specific
Delco.
type.
Yeah.
Not for little Lindsay.
I feel like Delco can throw down some dick, though.
Crazy Delco dick.
Like some Delco dick. Yeah, like I
Double D.
You know, I wouldn't necessarily say go date them, but like I
don't
could see
know. I'm into it. Give me a Marlboro.
that's where you and I are.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like,
Cut from
and
the
I
same
mean this
cloth.
to no offense, but it makes sense that you two are the ones that are into that.
And I love it.
Yup.
I love it. We'll be double dating in Delco.
The nearest wall.
Call it a new series.
At the nearest Wawa.
You know,
Oh,
I'm
excellent.
going to throw a take out there that might startle, but I would never trust a Center City man. And when I say Center City, I'm not talking about all of Center City. I'm talking about the Sterling.
Yes.
knew
Wow,
that
I
I'm
was
talking
thinking
about
I knew it was coming.
Chestnut, Locust Street. No, absolutely no. Those men go out too fucking much. They are all 30 and
Say
like
30 again.
30. Like, how, raise your hand, adults at home, how many of you have had a 30-year-old man who lived on Chestnut or Locust Street destroy your will to live?
Or market.
Raise them high, double hands. Fuck that. Literally fuck that. Like, oh, and if they have a roommate in Center City,
Nah.
they are
Not a
fucking
roommate.
everybody. They are fucking everybody. You think that they're talking to you and only you? Baby, they are talking to you times 6.
And if he asks you on a date to Rouge, just throw him out. Like, it's not happening.
That's why they moved to the city. Nobody moves to Center City because they like the landscape. Like, it's like not a nice place to live. You move there because it's like convenient to your lifestyle. Guys move there because it's easy for them to go out, to bring girls home. Like, it paints a whole picture for them.
And
Going to
So-
happy hour after work.
The
Yeah.
brighter the LED lights in that lobby, the worse that man is gonna be.
And you know they're overpaying for that apartment.
Yeah.
For their little Cracker Jack box apartment that they have 300 I can't even talk. That little Cracker Jack apartment that they pay $3,000 for a month.
Yep.
that
like-
they're so proud of and they put on their story every Saturday morning.
There's really no good parts. Like, honestly, like, I can think of a
I
negative.
like a Fairmount man.
I haven't thought about Fairmount.
I was gonna say that was lower on my list, but I appreciate it.
You know, I did date a really nice man from Fairmount who had his life together. I didn't like him, but he was very well intentioned, and I actually totally did not consider that Bailey.
I like the
That's a hard
Fairmount,
one.
yeah, because I like the Fairmount era because like CCP's over there, like Community College of Philadelphia, and like all that. It's more like kind of like not brownstones, but like yeah, like nice
No, it
like
is brown.
brownstones. Like it's more like kind of family, like fall areas, like nice over there at fall. But I don't know. I feel like the guy that lives over there is usually like they seem like they have their life together a little bit.
I was gonna say
A
they
little
kind of
more
beat
calm.
to their own drum. Like it's just sort of out of the way, which you're painting it in a
Yeah.
positive light, which I see. I was viewing it more negatively. Like you're never gonna like go on a date night and run into your friends or like be in similar areas, because I really feel like Fairmount's like a different. Like it's like so out of the way, even though it's right next to everywhere.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. You're changing my mind a little.
I like the area.
What do we think about our neighborhood? Fishtown, Northern Liberties.
Are we
They're not
Are we
the same.
separating them,
They're
or are we
separate.
keeping them
They're
the
separate.
same?
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I You don't think separate?
I do think I don't think they're the same. I think that Fishtown is crunchy, hipsters, like that's just not my type. Too many dogs.
They're smoking over there.
Yeah, they're puffing things, huffing things, building things.
I'm not edgy enough for the Fishtown guys.
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough.
But Northern Liberty guys are sexy.
They're hot. They're hot.
Recently, I feel like on my walks or like looking out I can't look out my window, but like I'll be like, God, where did y'all come from?
Fishtown guys are hot too, but I feel like it's two different hots. Like I feel like if you like the tattooed, crunchy, like emotionally wounded man, Fishtown is your shit. But if you kind of like nice, clean cut, creamy skin, looks good in a t-shirt, like nice jeans.
Someone get this guy a bucket.
Let me get out of here. Yeah, the Northern Liberties men, they're sexy.
Honestly, whenever we go to El Camino, my head is on a swivel. Like I'm fully turned around in my seat because there's just eye candy.
Brandon and I were taking a walk recently and we ran into this man. And I said to Brandon, I honestly, like, it wasn't even me being like, I love you, but it was just, he was so breathtaking that I said to Brandon, I go, who is that?
He's exactly
oh my God.
who I was thinking of too.
He is so beautiful.
He is the poster
So
child
pretty.
for a Northern Liberties man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I could never like. Congrats to you guys for living in Northern Liberties because the way
I
that
live in Fishtown.
I guess technically.
I think I live in Kensington.
We literally live in Fishtown.
You guys are Northern Liberties, I thought.
No.
I get legit fear when I go into Northern Liberties because I'm like, I have to look good. Like, I have to make sure that I have a cute outfit on, even if it's just like a cute grocery outfit. Like, it has to be a cute look. I could never feel that pressure all the time. Like, Bailey, you are like, truly, I applaud you because I would be terrified to run and get something from my car.
I know. Like, especially in the car, like, go to like anywhere. I'm like, all right, who am I going to see? And I'm like, that's when the anxiety kind of kicks in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't have any experience really with the South Philly Grad Hospital area.
That's too far for me.
Yeah, it's not like that's like a maniac to me. It feels like the other side of the world, and almost like a worse drive. Like,
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like there are some keepers over there. I wouldn't put it at the bottom. I've heard that people have had success over there.
I feel like West Philly's really far. I've had a few West Philly gentlemen.
What's West Philly?
I was just going to say that. What even is West Philly?
Like UPenn.
Isn't that University City?
Yeah, but that's West Philly.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
University City, West
That's
Philly.
more
Whenever I think of
530th
West Philly, I think
Street?
of the zoo.
That's also West Philly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole,
I
okay,
feel like that's not a term I've heard often, West Philly. I mean,
That
I've
might be
heard of
my
it,
black girl.
obviously.
That's literally my parents, I think, that's coming out right now.
I think when I look on like maps, that's where like it says like West Philly or something. I don't know.
Y'all don't say that?
I don't know.
No, we've never
referenced.
referenced West Philly.
Will Smith in West Philadelphia?
I mean, in the song, but
I
like,
really don't know directions. Like, is Northern Liberties North Philly? Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
okay. See.
I need the viewers to comment. Like, I need to know
Oh
about West
God,
Philly.
we're gonna sound so stupid. Okay, that is our take on the Philly men.
Yeah,
They're
enough of
all
that.
trash. That's really the spoiler alert here. Let me pull up the next question because I'm not prepared. Okay,
Silly.
back on dating. How to start dating again when you have so much disdain and disgust for men. How to put yourself out there after being single for a long time. Okay, well, I feel like if you really do have so much disgust and disdain for men, you have three options. Number one, stop liking men. You can, become a lesbian, or for me, become straight. That's not the path for everybody. That's why it's one of three options. Number two, don't date. Don't date until that disgust and disdain lowers.
Yes.
Or disappears.
Yeah, or disappears. I'm blanking on number three right now, but
I was gonna say
there's only two.
based off of your second one, that's what I was gonna say because unfortunately, men will always prove you right. Like if you have disgust for men, they're only going to prove your disgust right. It's rare that a man changes your mind. So like if you are like, oh my God, I hate men, I am so grossed out by them, don't force it because it's only going to prolong you hating them because they're going to do something stupid. You're going to be like, see, that's right. That's why I hate men. And then it's just going to keep going forever.
Yeah.
Also, if you're wounded, you're just going to be a wimpy deer. I promise you, you're going to be limping all throughout your life, just wondering why you didn't let yourself heal. Baby, let that wound heal. If you jump right into it, you're just opening it up more. And that's something I'm teaching myself.
I love that.
I will be at home Right with you, girl.
For how to put yourself out there after being single for a long time, I mean, it's similar. You just have to like wait for that moment where you like feel ready and like you like the idea of going on a date with someone like, you know, excites you or like makes you nervous, but like not nervous in a way where like you're dreading it, nervous and like a, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen type of way. You know, I made this video last month and I stand by it. Date for the plot. And then be surprised when someone is an anomaly and you know, is actually a good person. I think that's, you know, when you go on dates, if you change your mindset from like, I need this date to work and I need this guy to become something to, I'm just going to see what happens. And if it's a funny story at brunch, it's a funny story at brunch.
Yeah.
And that's when it sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like you shouldn't like, if you're waiting for the right moment, don't like wait till you find like the hottest guy you've ever met and you're like, oh my God, I have to go on a date with him. Like, I don't know, I would like ease into it. I feel like I went on a few dates where I kind of knew right away that I was never going to date that person, but dating is like getting reps in. Like sometimes it's just nice to like go out, especially if you haven't dated in a while, to just go out with someone and get a drink and just, that's all it has to be.
You need to go back to school and just get some kind of doctorate, Casey, because every time you talk, I'm like, this girl is a therapist.
This one is specifically for Casey, but we've already kind of touched on it. How to manage drinking with anxiety/hangxiety. And also a bonus question, how to deal with a friend who drinks too much without hurting their feelings.
Good questions.
Yeah, that second one we'll answer in a second. I feel like the first one, I think I'm still learning how to drink with anxiety. I know we all suffer from anxiety in some way, so we can all kind of like speak on it. For me, it was being really intentional with my drinking. Like now I really only drink if it's a special event or if I'm really in the mood. If it's a really nice Friday and I'm like, oh, I'm excited to drink, then I'll allow myself to do it. But if it's like, oh my God, I don't feel like going out tonight, I don't force it because I'm only going to wake up and the anxiety is going to happen regardless. But at least if I was excited about going out, when I wake up the next morning, I'm like, oh, it was worth it. Like Lindsay's birthday last weekend, like I woke up feeling sick the next day and I was like, but it was really fun because it was for my best friend's birthday. Like I had a good time. If I had forced myself to go out for just a random Friday and I woke up the next day feeling like shit, I'd be like, damn, I hate myself. I hate drinking. I never want to do it again. So like, I don't know, at least for me, I just try to make it worth it. And if it's not worth it, then I'll smoke or go out sober or do whatever the alternative is.
I was gonna say there's also always an alternative. Like you don't have to get like always so drunk. Maybe like you do your max. Like don't push it just because everybody else is getting so fucked up. Like do whatever you feel comfortable doing, even if just like that's just smoking. Like I was even saying, I'm like kind of want to go California sober a few nights and just smoke weed before I go out and not just get so drunk.
Yeah.
Also, we make drinking look like it's such, like you have to do it.
Yeah.
Alcohol is literally poison.
It is.
Sweetheart, if you're not drinking, you're doing the right thing for your body every single time. And anyone who, I've said this before, anyone who bothers you about not drinking is a loser.
100%.
A loser.
I think for how to deal with a friend who drinks too much without hurting their feelings, there is two options. At this time, I remember both. The first one is you can have a conversation with them. And that's not always an easy conversation, and that's very situational depending on how close you are, how the type of friendship you have. But the second option is if you can't control them, control yourself. So I've made this choice before. Stop drinking with that friend. There are friends that I will go on walks with, I will go shopping with, I will, go out to dinner with. But if they ask me, hey, do you want to go out with me on this night? I'm not saying yes. And, if they then push and are like, how come you don't want to go out with me anymore? From there, you either can go back to option one and tell them the truth, or two, just, tell a little white lie. Sometimes it's fine if you do not have the energy to put into the deep conversation, conserve it. So I think that's kind of your only options, really. It's either have the honest conversation and see where it goes. It could end up being really, really great. Or just limit yourself in how much you're around drinking with them.
Yeah. So I feel like just do something about it. Because I feel like I've had friends in college and post grad that have had both of those problems. I remember in college it was a lot scarier just seeing someone that young going through that, but I also stopped hanging out with them because it also became a liability for me and everybody else, and also became like it was ruining my nights and everybody else around you. And if you just keep that going, that person's just constantly just ruining that night, just getting drunk, like don't ruin your night too, because they're already ruining theirs.
Yeah, it's really true. All right, guys. Well, we are going to finish off with a very simple and easy question and light. Gift wrapping, gift bag, or full-on gift wrap for gifts. I love a little gift wrap because I like looking at the shape of a box and trying to decipher in my head like what it's going to be. That came from early childhood when the Bratz boxes were always in those little like trapezoids, and I would get so excited when I would see those because I'd be like, oh my God, I know that's a Bratz doll.
No, that's so true.
Yep.
I feel like we were talking about this recently. First off, I love questions like this. I love getting so like niche and specific about a very mundane topic. But I feel like our friend group was talking about this recently. Like, are you guys card people for everything? Are you only cards for like I grew up in a only cards for like my friend's birthday party kind of thing. Like my family and I never exchanged cards between each other.
Oh, interesting. That's the opposite. I only get cards from family members. Yeah. And like from friends, I like don't typically get cards unless it's like a letter. And that's like drama, but like beautiful drama.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I get cards from my family and I keep all of them.
I love keeping cards.
Me too.
Yeah. I love cards. I think they're the best.
You're a card girl.
Yeah, I'm a card girl. Like, and I enjoy the process of going to pick out a card. Like, I have a card from Brandon that's just sitting in my desk that like I will never get rid of. My birthday card that you just gave me, like it has your handwriting on it, and I think Bailey has the most breathtaking handwriting. Like
she does.
I'm never throwing it out. Like it's going in the card drawer. Like I love cards. I think they're so
I feel
special.
like recently it was us three. We were in like a cool like card shop, and like you were like, "Wow, I love cards." I'm like, "Shit!" I'm like, cards are cool. Especially I remember Urban Outfitters the first time I saw like cards that were like
The trendy ones.
yeah, like Drake one or whatever. Like I'm like, those are so neat. But I like gift bags. I don't know why. I just love the way like the tissue paper looks out of it, and if I can like match the tissue paper to the bag, and like I love seeing someone just look in a bag.
Yeah.
I feel the opposite of you. I grew up, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, which means she had time to immaculately perfect any sort of like wrapping detail craft. And my mom used to do these boxes. So like your gifts would go in boxes, and then she would wrap them in cellophane, which is like this really crunchy but clear material that's really like shiny and pretty, and then she would wrap it with a little bow. Also, kind of how Brandon said with the gift wrapping, her wrapping skills were just so impressive and impeccable that like the thought of opening it and like, I love a wrapped present.
See, I feel like that's why I like gift bags, because out of necessity, because I can't fucking wrap. I cannot wrap a present if my whole entire life depended on it. It infuriates me because I want to be so good at it. I want to be one of the girls that gets like the like brown paper one, and you personalize the gift box and you write all over it, but I can't fucking wrap a box. I don't know if it's my nails or my hand-eye coordination, but because of that, I feel like I like gift bags. I do think it's really cute when you get like a really bright like tissue paper and you have to pull it all out, and then there's like a little present wrapped at the bottom.
Exactly.
I do love that.
I suck at both. I like can't do. I mean, I tried. I really did this year with Secret Santa. I was wrapping everything.
That's such a good job.
Yeah, I think I have room to grow in that department. The tissue paper, I can never make that look good. I put it in, it just looked straight up and down like it just came out of the packaging. I'm like, this looks like shit.
You gotta give me multiples. I have a stack of it in my closet. I will say I love wrapping gifts like for Christmas time, but what's really satisfying to see is when you're at the mall and like the people at the store, like Macy's or whatever, who wrap the perfume, because that shit is crisp and clean, and like the way they do that, oh my god, like they just do it so.
No, you're absolutely right.
They do it so perfect.
I've said this before. I used to work at Michael Kors in high school and in college, and I was like the cashier person, so I always have to wrap small wallets because like purses get put in bags, but small wallets get wrapped up like perfume. Oh my God, I loved when someone bought it, because you get to like, you really do make it crisp. They teach you how to do it. You have like a little board that you pull out. Oh my God, I love doing it.
Bro, retail boards, like, remember, I used to work in retail with clothes, but they used to have these boards and they came in all types of shapes and sizes, depending on what you were folding. And it was just the most immaculate folds. And like, I wish I had them for my house now.
I used to sit in the fitting room. I would get all of the graphic tees and I would put those boards in. Oh my God. When you pull the board out and it's like the perfect fold. Oh, that shit was so ASMR.
I feel like that was probably half of your job at Urban, was folding graphic tees.
It was my whole entire job.
Yeah, like
it's just
I can imagine
everything.
it's just constantly going.
And I got so good at it to the point where like I didn't even need the board at some points. Like I knew exactly like where to crease the shirts and exactly where to fold them. Folding denim was a bitch though.
I folded denim at American Eagle.
Yeah,
Horrible.
that shit was.
I will say I have all respect to like Victoria's Secret Aerie people because I was at Aerie and laying out that goddamn underwear and you have to make it neat and fix it. Like I was never in a messy store. If you go into an Aerie, like carefully peel back that layer, pick your size, pull it up, and put it back. Like these people, the workers have spent their whole day going over that. Just be nice and respectful.
I remember I worked at Forever 21. It was my first job ever.
Yikes.
And like the 7th layer of hell was what they called the cami table. Because I don't know if you guys remember. I don't think they still have it because I think it was so bad. Forever 21 would sell like $2 camis, and they came in every color, like Pantene, Pantone, whatever that shit, Pantone. They had a cami for every single Pantone
color.
And if you were working and you were put in the area where you had the cami table, good fucking luck. That's all I gotta say is good fucking luck, because that shit was hell.
I don't even believe there's an organization at Forever 21. No. Like, I don't believe that corporate even knows what that is.
I feel like recently they've been having their shit together. You go to a Forever 21 in Jersey and
the Cherry Hill one.
Yeah,
the Cherry Hill one's a good one.
But Forever 21's in Pennsylvania, not it.
No,
Come on, compared to Zara, Forever 21.
The Forever 21 in Erie, Pennsylvania, the Mill Creek Mall, crazy. The best Forever 21, so well merchandised.
Oh, I'm not thinking of the Cherry Hill one. I'm thinking of the Deptford Mall one, which is a really niche mall in Jersey, but it's a really, really good Forever 21.
No, the Forever 21 in Cherry Hill the shoes are all out of order. I remember one time I asked Casey to pick up a pair of shoes for me, and she goes, I can't buy this for you because the strap is missing. Like the merchandise is damaged. Oh, it's dreadful. Dreadful. And I've worked in some places. The Hollister jean wall, you try working that in high school. It was hell. But come on, Forever 21.
No.
Just throw out damaged merchandise.
Well, guys, that about takes it. We are all wrapped up here in gift wrap or in actual wrapping paper. Keep everything we said between us girlies, especially the Philly stuff. I'm not looking forward to that surfacing on social media, but we will deal with that problem when it happens. Bye, guys.
Bye.